so much. The mission of Mahatma Gandhi Library is simple: introduce the principal values of love, non-violence, truth, and service. This is done through friendly competitions such as speech, essay, poster, and a multimedia contest. At this time, I would like to invite our high school speech contest winner, Tejas Dave, to the podium for his incredible speech, the winning speech. The topic was, Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. Tejas Dave.
Namaste. Good evening, respected dignitaries, elders, and my brothers and sisters. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. Let's first understand what greed is. Greed is excessive or insatiable desire. As the ancient Roman poet Horace put it, he who is greedy is always in want. Consider the case of the British Empire, which, at its height, controlled 1/4 of the world's total population and 1/4 of the world's total area. As history has shown, most of these areas rebelled against British rule and ultimately defeated it. For example, in India, Mahatma Gandhi successfully led a non-violent campaign to end British rule and became the father of the largest democracy in the world. But why was this necessary? The British had ruled for nearly 100 years, so why was it necessary at that time? The answer is simple. They became too greedy. They wanted more power and were infringing upon the rights of the Indian and the Indian nation. And so they had to be stopped. Mahatma Gandhi did just that. Perhaps the most recent and vivid example is that of the worldwide financial crisis that we are in right now. The fundamental reason behind the crisis is that of greed. Both banks and consumers indulged in this greed. For the consumer, it was pursuing the so-called American dream, keeping up with the Joneses, buying mega mansions and luxury cars which they did not need and could not afford. For banks, it was providing loans to people that could not pay them back and then selling them as mortgage-backed securities to make a quick buck. This may have helped in the short term, but in the long run, they lost big, such as the 150-year-old Lehman Brothers going under due to bankruptcy. The failures of the banking system rippled throughout the entire economy, causing the unemployment rate to skyrocket. Just the day before yesterday, it was announced that the unemployment rate was 9.8%. 9.8%, or 15 million Americans, are without work. This makes it hard for people around the world to meet their basic needs, such as putting food on the table or paying for their rent or mortgage. If it weren't for this greed, we would be in a much better economic position today and would be having much more peaceful lives. I would like to conclude with a few thoughts that validate Mahatma Gandhi's words. The Bible states, "He who is greedy of gain troubleth his own house. Trividam narkasyadam dwaram nashanam atmanam. Kama krodhas tatha lobhas tasmat etat trayam tyajet." There are three paths to the destruction of the self: lust, anger, and greed. And every sane man should avoid these, since they degrade the soul. So says the Bhagavad Gita, the scripture by which Mahatma Gandhi lived, what he practiced, and what he preached. Thank you. Namaste.
What a beautiful speech.
Beautiful speech. Oh, it sticks to the passion.
City of Sugarland has been growing by leaps and bounds and has been awarded as #2 city in the United States in the past. The councilman of Sugarland, Mr. Thomas Abraham, has been actively involved in the city of Sugarland